King Harris's life has always unfolded under the glare of the public eye, but nothing could have prepared fans for the chilling news that recently broke. The son of rap royalty, long known for his outspoken personality and controversial behavior, now lies in intensive care after what insiders describe as a calculated prison ambush. The Harris name has survived scandals, viral fights, and endless headlines, but this time the story is darker, more brutal, and more dangerous than anything seen before. The internet is ablaze with shock, mockery, and speculation, as whispers from inside Georgia's prison system suggest that this wasn't a random brawl. It was a message, and King was the chosen target. The chaos reportedly erupted inside King's block without warning, fists and bodies colliding in a scene that one source compared to a gangster movie. Guards scrambled to break it up, dragging King out of the melee, as alarms echoed and inmates continued to fight. Witnesses say his face was swollen, his body bruised, and he could barely move as officers rushed him under guard to the prison infirmary. That alone would have been enough to set the internet ablaze, but the details that followed have sent the story into overdrive. Rumors say this wasn't a random fight at all but a setup, a takedown meant to humble the young man who entered prison carrying a last name that made him both privileged and vulnerable. Almost immediately, social media lit up. Some users were quick to offer prayers and support, devastated by the thought of a young man fighting for his life. Others, however, couldn't resist mocking him, claiming that King's constant flexing of his family's wealth and fame had finally caught up to him. Memes flooded timelines, while hashtags trended across TikTok, Instagram, and Twitter. But inside the Harris household there was no laughter, only panic. Sources close to the family revealed that T has been making frantic calls to lawyers, politicians, and anyone with influence in Georgia's Department of Corrections. Tiny, meanwhile, has set up her own war room, contacting publicists and media allies in a desperate attempt to control the narrative. But behind the scenes, insiders say the couple's unity is fracturing, their arguments over King's situation boiling over into explosive fights. What makes this story even more disturbing is the swirl of speculation around why King was targeted. Some claim it was jealousy, resentment from inmates who saw him as flaunting wealth and privilege behind bars. Others believe it was tied to an alleged contraband deal gone wrong, with whispers that King either refused to pay or crossed the wrong crew. Even more chilling are the rumors that prison cameras conveniently went dark during the attack, leading many to believe this was orchestrated with help from the inside. The Georgia Department of Corrections denies any failure of their systems, but as one insider bluntly put it, cameras break when they need to break. That's all you need to know. The Harris family's past controversies aren't helping either, and Tiny have faced years of accusations and rumors, scandals that never fully disappeared even when charges didn't stick. To other inmates, King wasn't just another new arrival. He was the son of a family already associated with scandal and mistrust. His loud, defiant persona only fueled resentment. Older prisoners reportedly warned him to tone it down, reminding him that inside, fame means nothing. When he didn't listen, they saw their opportunity. According to whispers, King was lured into a vulnerable spot and ambushed by at least 3 men, making this less of a fight and more of an execution-style beating meant to send a message. As the story spreads, fans can't help but recall King's earlier public clashes with his father. Who can forget the infamous moment at a Falcons game, when T.I. put his son in a headlock during a heated argument about respect and family values? At the time, many thought that was King's rock bottom. But now, lying in a hospital bed, the stakes are no longer about pride or public image. They're about survival. T.I. is reportedly torn between anger and fear, doubling down on his tough love approach even as he scrambles to pull strings to get King out. Tiny, Heartbroken, has allegedly been telling friends that King was never built for prison life, that this is breaking him in ways he may never recover from. Meanwhile, the streets are buzzing with darker theory. Some insist King's attack was orchestrated by rivals who saw him as a pawn in larger prison power struggles. Others tie it back to the family's messy reputation, suggesting that the sins of the parents have now come back to haunt the son. Sabrina Peterson, once close to the family, had long claimed she held receipts of their past scandals. Even without those receipts going public, the shadow of controversy still follows them, making King a target not just for who he is but for everything the Harris name represents. For now, King remains in critical condition, his future uncertain. Behind closed doors, the Harris family is fracturing under the weight of fear, anger, and blame. Online, the world debates whether this is karma, tragedy, or the inevitable fallout of a privileged young man colliding with the harsh reality of prison life. But one thing is clear: this isn't the end of the story. The ambush may have been the spark, but the fire it lit is spreading fast, threatening to expose secrets and rivalries far bigger than King himself. The real question now is whether T.I. and Tiny can protect their son, or if the Harris dynasty is about to unravel before the entire world's eye. And as fans watch and wait, one chilling truth hangs in the air. Behind those prison walls, fame doesn't buy protection, it buys enemies, and King Harris has just learned that the hardest way possible. So what do you think? Is King Harris paying the price of arrogance and fame, or is he caught in a storm much bigger than himself? Let me know your thoughts down in the comments, and don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and share, because this saga is far from over, and the next twist might be the darkest one yet.